first, if you've been on social media lately, you've probably noticed people are feeling a little nostalgic for 2016. A flurry of trending posts are throwing it back to a simpler time and declaring 2026 is the new 2016. And that mindset goes beyond just pop culture. It's influencing how parents want to raise their kids too. And parenting expert, ABC News digital reporter Bethany braun-silva is here to tell us more about that. Hi, Bethany. Always great to chat with you. So how are parents applying this whole 2016 mentality to their daily lives?
Right. So this 2026 is the new 2016 is really about burnout and nostalgia colliding for parents. In 2016, parents were already starting to say, this is a lot. Like, we're doing a lot. A lot of it is expected of us. I don't know if you remember that movie Bad Moms, but it really was about this trend of letting go of perfection. So now fast forward 10 years later, and it's even more amplified by social media and this comparison trap that a lot of parents are facing. So this idea of, bringing back the heyday of 2016 is really a good reminder for parents that, it doesn't have to be hard all the time. Remember those funny, the funny filters, like we can let go of perfection and really be present with our kids.
Now, a major parenting trend back then was third child style parenting, where you basically give kids more independence. How is that showing up again now?
Yeah, we're not calling it third child style parenting anymore, but it's sort of this good enough mindset, like letting our kids, walk a little bit ahead of us figuratively and literally, giving up a little bit of the micromanaging, letting our kids really lean into independence and autonomy. And then, it's really not about being hands off, but it is about being less controlling, being more confident in your parenting abilities, and really being more confident in your children's abilities as well.
But how much harder is that to do, given how quick people on the internet especially are to shame parents, and especially mothers, if their kid does anything wrong? It's always, why did you let them do that? Why weren't you watching them? And so on.
That is a whole other conversation that I would love to dive in with you. This idea of this sort of social media trap, the idea of comparison, and in 2016, this really was like at its peak. There was so much of that going on.
It does make it a little harder to, hands off and let your kids go and make their mistakes and maybe take a tumble if you know that people are going to pounce on you for it.
Absolutely. But I always like to empower parents to kind of do it their way. And that's almost another trend that we're seeing, this idea of like simplified or downsizing parenting. We are more burnt out and overscheduled than ever before. And so like having the power to opt out or, like pick and choose what you want and outsource. Last time I was here, we talked a little bit about parents leaning into AI to sort of, that decision fatigue or, like meal planning, scheduling, things like that. So understanding that now, it's okay to need help. It's okay to lean on the village. That was really resonating in 2016 is incredibly, resonating right now as well. And so, it is hard with social media, but I think we're seeing a little bit of a pushback with that as well.
So what does the data show about long-term impacts on kids from this stuff?
From the 2016 stuff, or just like letting go, like
these kind of changes in parenting, or going back to more old, simpler ways of parenting?
Well, I think when parents are relaxed, of course, that reduces anxiety in kids. It helps to sort of amplify their problem-solving skills. It really, helps to really embrace their creativity. And then we also see when parents are sort of reeling it in and not micromanaging, kids are leaning into imaginative play. There's also this parenting term I love called benign neglect, where, the kids are okay, right? We don't have to optimize every moment for them.
Let them be bored.
Right. Let them be bored. Let them do it. Let them be kids. Give them some space, fewer rules, fewer expectations as far as like what's happening in the house. We don't have to jump in every moment. And again, that will reduce anxiety. It'll give them a little bit more autonomy, independence, and we'll see their confidence build over time.
All right. Parenting expert, ABC News digital reporter Bethany braun-silva, thank you.
Thank you.